to make it look sound better.
But you don't get a chance to decide that how you will spend your own hard-earned money. Exactly. Maybe you want to give it to your parents.
Yes.
You have to take care of your parents, and you want to give that money which you are earning to your parents. But of course, you need a permission for that.
That is questioned, and that a clarification and justification is wanted. And I'm sure many of you would agree to it. Get on to that discussion. I mean, I could see Mickey nodding to that. Mickey, unmute yourself. I want to hear about
it. What's making me smile is that there have been women, and when there was this, when Modi ji banned all the currencies across India, most of the women had hidden currencies in the closet. And that was the reason was most of my friends said, what do we do? Like I'm in Toronto. I don't know how to face this. I said, why do you do this? Like my friends have faced this and they said that, you know what? Hamara nuksan ho gaya. But why do you have to hide? Why do you have to hide cash? Okay, we take the cash out from the groceries and everywhere and we hide it, and so that we can spend it on our parents, give some gifts to them. Because a very basic problem is when a woman is visiting her parents' house, you know what? The husband is going to ask, what did you buy for them? And it's a very common thing. It's a very common concept. And for that, it leads them to steal in their own homes, and tell a lie. So, and this is very surprising because being a part of the modern world, I can't register it. I would rather be the opposite, because I myself am a tomboy personality, and I would never allow my husband to do this to me. Oh my God, he dare not do this to me. I'm like, that's the end. He dare not, because you guys, yes, and I agree with Neeta a lot here. Don't bind your girl in blues and pinks, what she has to wear. Why can't a woman dress up like a guy? I do often, and I am most of the time, being a part of the corporate world. I cannot wear lehengas and chunris and all and attend these meetings in minus 25. Like, come on, give me a break. It's my individuality. Neeta, congratulations. And I'm from Lucknow also, and that brought a smile on my face.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Kudos to small town girls. And yes, Lucknow, I carry it in my heart, and I visit the place every year. I have my family there, but kudos and keep Lucknow rocking.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. So we have some.
As Mickey ma'am said, ma'am is very fortunate, and in the modern world, still we see such kind of women who are facing a lot of problem, especially with their husbands. Because as a psychologist, I have addressed so many problems during pandemic and during this currency ban demonetization. Also, I noticed and I observed that thousands of money went wasted because they cannot take out the money and tell to her husband that this is the money, please transform it. So they cannot do any transaction, and that money went waste. So I asked why. So they said that my husband will not allow me to purchase anything. So, and if my kids ask anything, some desires they have to fulfill, but he say no. So I have to purchase them secretly and say, Mama has given gift or something. And I want to give some money to my sisters who are suffering. So many problems. As a psychologist, I have addressed so many problems. Then I understood women are facing many problems, especially during pandemic. We noticed women are in troublesome. So they are not having any liberty, ma'am. So only few women like you, like us, people who are on this platform may be enjoying, but many, they are struggling hard with the characteristics and with the family norms. They suffered a lot. So there is no, freedom in their own house. They have to live and save the money secretly. And even if I have noticed that if they purchase a saree of 1,500, husband asks what is the price of the saree, I have seen them saying only 500. If husband is well known about the material, he understands that wife is cheating. Otherwise, he think, only rupees 500. Fine quality you got, good. So in this way, I have seen many girls and women, they are facing this problem. They cannot express very openly in their own house. They're living like, I feel sometimes like it's slavery. nothing. We call
Yes, it is more like a slavery, Dr. Caroline, because I
Yes.
believe that once they get married, they are so much answerable to their husbands that, as Ms. Balla said and pointed out, that their own salary, they are supposed to, bring it and give it to them, or the husband is fixed in their accounts, joint in their accounts. And like, this is surprising.
Yes.
This is really surprising.
See,
Being a
this
modern
is-
day girl, yeah.
We have to set that definition of domestic violence once again. This is the kind of domestic violence which is never
Yes,
quoted
that's true.
anywhere.
This has to come under the legislative laws also, because
Correct.
once the legislative rules and laws are set, I think that basically, even no matter she's earning a 6-digit or a 7-digit salary, which she earns, and let all the men hear that women are much more commendable than men. Because had
Yes,
it not
yes.
been for women, there wouldn't have been a man, and women don't need men now to produce babies as well. That is the basic point.
WO added to men completes a man.
Right.
So WO is added to a man, which makes him complete. And of course, we also get completed. Anyway, it's a
I totally
society
agree. You
that
know,
has
the
to move.
child, to have a child or to not have a child, that's completely her call. And I think she can carry both her way. And that's her thought and her perspective of seeing things. Because what we are doing right now, the men-oriented society, they are somehow the decision maker in the relationship. And I think women are also not trying their best to put their point. But now men are getting educated on some parts, and they are providing equal space to the women when it comes to the small decisions like that. But still, the finance decisions and the bigger decisions of the family are taken care by the men. So these things need to be care upon, that financial investment, the taking of home, these kind of big decisions should be taken in involvement of women in their decisions and thoughts. And then only we can say that, yes, women are creating and having this equal space everywhere. So I think that is a very good point, both Nita ma'am and ma'am have pointed, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, Kaushiki, but the point is that, the basic thing is lay down certain rules. Like in Canada, in modern world here, both of them have their homes in their name. It's called a matriarchal home, matrimony home. You cannot have home in one name. It's for both
That's
husband
really
and wife.
good, because
If wife walks away,
because
if wife
when
walks
there is
away,
a
she gets some money.
separation,
She gets some money.
Yeah, because what we are seeing in Indian society right now, that fighting for an alimony or after support things is a big task. Law take a lot of time, and that gap make women, because I am working as a principal, I see that many women who are working as a single mother, they are fighting their case and taking care of their child, again a girl child, that is a taboo again. So we need to have the women empowerment, because law need to understand that if a single mother, she need to have her separate identity, and even the family need to understand that from very basic understanding and basic learning, they should make them financially independent. Then only women can be independent, because what we are doing, we are focusing upon the marriaging part. We are not focusing upon the financial independency of a woman.
Just
But that financial independency gets killed after they get married. Then they are earning for their husband, not for themselves.
See, my parents,
Correct.
my upbringing was like that. My parents told me till 25, you need to have your home. You need to have your home and then do whatever the hell you want to do in life. So that was a call for me. I understand from the very 20s that I need to do something. Otherwise, I'm not proving right to my parents. So that kind of mindset need to be focused with the parents. Whenever the parents come to me and they have a girl, so I'm like, you tell your girl not to get married until she had a home. A financial independency, because a home is a big thing, a security part where many things get resolved itself. So that one part should be played importantly maybe as a role, maybe as a teaching, maybe as a awareness session, something like that we need to have. And we are seeing that in the foreign countries, in the other countries, this independency only make women more empowered as compared to the ethical and cultural part we are talking about in India.
Yeah, right.
I'll give you an example of, height of this mindset, right? A polluted mindset, I'll call it. There was a news couple of days ago that the ratio of women has increased. A girl child has increased in comparison to man, which was earlier below, but it has taken a little rise, right? I quote a sentence said by a very highly qualified and a well-placed man, कि अब ये सर पे चढ़ के नाचेंगी. Now, this is the mindset which has to be changed, which will only happen if we sensitize our boys, our men.
Well, Neeta, your son, they say that your son actually behaves with his woman the way his father has treated his wife. That's his mother. So that's the upbringing. You know, you bring up a boy in your house, but your husband has to respect his wife in front of the kid, you know, and that is what they learn. Otherwise, they will be thinking all the time that this is how I'm supposed to treat a woman. Give respect to your mother and you give respect to your wife.
I agree with you, ma'am, 100%. Very recently, I have received this news from my daughter. As she said, in some families, mummy, nowadays she's working in Melbourne. She too allowed to observe people. She got that interest. So she said, I'm observing my friends' families and all. And she said one of her friends' mother is not literate. And she has noticed that the boy's father is respecting his wife a lot. So then she asked, because she has seen some families where well-qualified mother, husband never care her, don't give any advices, leave, you go from here, what knowledge you have, you have done your PhD, you have done your MSc, enough. That kind of comments she heard from her friends' families and all. She said, Ma, see, she's illiterate. Her husband is giving a lot of due respect. Then she asked her friend, it seems, how come? I have seen some families who are well-qualified mother, but husband never can. Then he said, my father always say to us, even to children, respect your mom. Don't say she's not qualified. She's not educated. Don't look at down. If family members start looking down of women or the mother, then naturally other people from outside also start poking. So it is very important. We have to give importance. A qualification is not important. She's a mother. Respect her. Value her words. That's why I'm the role model in this house. If I respect my family, my wife, you will be respecting your mother. And my brothers, my sisters, they do respect my wife. So she told, this is important, Noma. Then I said, absolutely, it is 100% truth. Husband respect his wife, children follow that. And boy will notice, because parents are role model for children. So they will be observing how our father treated her mother. Similarly, he too will treat his wife. If the male, that husband do not care his wife, children follow the same footpath. I feel that. So that is very important, ma'am, as you said. Parents are role model. We have to teach them, nurture them from childhood, how to behave and how to treat the girl child. That is very important. So even in the homes, we see, especially Indian culture, if boy lift the plate, I have noticed, why do you take the plate? Sisters, they know, let her lift the plates of all the family members. Brooming, no, don't touch the broom. Let her clean the house. So this is common in Indian culture, ma'am. So this has to be eradicated. Such kind of awareness is very, very important. So once we don't implement in the house, the children will never grow up with broad mind. This will be carried on. So such awareness programs are very important. We have to educate parents how to treat their children equally. Gender sensitization starts from the home. Then only in the society it will be carried, ma'am. Thank you very much for the wonderful discussion.
Wonderful.
We took a long time.
I'm so thrilled and excited the way it's shaping up this session wonderfully. May I now invite Ms. Neha Wahi. She is a psychologist and a career guidance expert. Also, Ms. Priya Sawant, she is a positive psychology practitioner. So jump into the conversation, please. So now that I've formally invited you, let it be a flowing one, and let the conversations flow the way it is. It is seeming to be more interesting to me now like this.
I think,
So-
Deepa, this is a better way to, discuss things rather than putting, a scripted part on the screen. Discussion is much better than.
Exactly, and I love it when people are actually saying that using their own stories, own experiences of life, what all they
Live
have
examples
felt.
are very important, Deepa, rather than taking up Google Matter and discussing. No, I feel that life experience, whatever you observe, we human beings got the habit of looking at around. We'll be concentrating on other families. So observation is very important. What we have learned, it is not important that we have to go through all the experiences. But if we observe, we learn a lot. And that knowledge has to be carried to other families where they're suffering, taking that experience. So experience experience is very, very important. Observation is highly important for especially women and girls, children.
So I'm just making it an open forum now. You just are invited. Unmute yourself. Just let your voice be audible to us. Also, your views there on the spot. Whatever you agree, disagree, let us also hear it from everyone there. So,
thanks, Deepa. I'm going to jump in now, and I'm going to barge in because I can see we women are in love with these kind of conversations, and I think it is justified also. No matter how much we say we are not feminists, and it's not just about feminism all the time, but I think somewhere it creeps out the moment we open our mouths. And I don't, again, think that there's any single biopic that has been made on a woman, or there is a, female protagonist, and, we don't relate to those movies, or we don't relate to these stories. I think we all have some common threads running. Very wonderfully said by all the speakers who've, already come by and spoken. I don't have much left because I think majorly everything has been touched upon. But yeah, there are a few things that were coming to my mind when the conversation was on. So gender policing actually begins in the womb thanks to the ultrasound. But what we don't know about is the fact that till about 16 weeks, the embryo actually neither has ovaries nor testicles. Yet everybody, the moment they hear that we are going to have a baby, starts saying, is it a baby girl or a baby boy? So if we are talking about empowering, our children, has to begin from empowering the woman, the mother who's carrying these little embryos down her womb, and letting her take a call right there and then saying, whoever it is, I'm gladly waiting to receive the baby in my arms. Secondly, we keep talking about a woman being more powerful or a man being more powerful, and this is an ongoing dialogue forever now. But I think we're only looking at an equal world which has equal opportunities. I don't want to fight for the women being a stronger tribe, because then later the men will start fighting for being stronger ones. I don't want that. I think we just want a very equal world with equal opportunities, and each tribe supporting the other. With technology coming in, I don't think it is anymore about brawn over brains. I think brains have taken over big time, and a woman can do everything that a man can do. Rather, they say that for every 1 hour that a woman works, it's only 45 minutes that a man delivers. Yet she gets paid lesser and a man gets paid more. Again, going back to childhood, when an 11-month-old is put on an inclined slope, on a slide, and their crawling abilities are being tested, a girl baby and a girl child and a male child will both show the equal crawling abilities. But where will the difference of the stereotype come? It will come from the mother, who will overestimate the abilities of her boy and underestimate the ones of her girls. So we are talking about women empowerment without realizing that we are a part of it. We are a part of the whole game, how we are bringing up our own children. When we say sunscreen is for girls, when men have more skin cancer than women, but we still stereotype sunscreens as a woman product. Yeah, as a female product. So these blues, greens that everybody has been talking about, I'm glad that we are past that to quite an extent. We are, part of all industries, all sectors, industries which did not offer jobs to women, which said that no, women posts can't be a part of us, have opened doors to us. As a career counselor, I think my female students are doing, much better than what my male students have done in the past. They're more dedicated, more focused, diligent when it comes to planning their careers. and more serious about the whole thing. So I don't have anything to complain here.
I have a point here, Neha. When you're saying that, okay, girls are doing much better, don't you think there is somewhere that urge to prove ourselves?
So, Deepa, this is a very important point that you raised. And let's go back to the very important word here, validation. Time and again, I've heard the speakers say that a woman and how she's treated in the household and how the man should be treating her, But I think it is all about validation, which came to us from our mothers, and it came to our mothers from their mothers, and it's just been going on ever since. The fact that we need that validation to come from outside. My husband has to tell me I'm a good cook. My husband has to tell me I'm looking nice. My brother has to tell me I can do what he can do. This validation will always come from outside for us to feel happy. But the day we remember to shift it within, the day we remember that we have to validate our own selves. So I will make this simpler. I'll ask all the people on the panel. I'm sure each one of us has run races as kids. I'm sure each one of us has, right? So when we were running races, were we looking left and right, or were we looking at our goal? Would somebody answer that for me, please?
That was the goal, the finish line.
Absolutely. But the problem is today, everybody is just looking left and right. Boy, girl, who's doing better? If we can just look at the goal, it is irrespective, Deepa. We don't have to prove it to anybody. We have to prove it to ourselves. We have to do it for ourselves for a change. It's very sad that we've lived in an environment or a society where we had to prove, but I think we've done our bit. All of us on panel today are here because we've proved it already. But we have to now move from here. We have to step up, step forward. These discussions, the more I think we discuss how we should be treated, we are going backwards. I think it is time where we realize if we are not being honored, if we are not being treated the way we should be, probably we are not expecting it. Because if we're expecting it, trust me, we will get it. Because first, we have to find that kind of respect, regard for ourselves. We've only been talking largely about education, but this is also a forum on mental health. What about a woman's mental health? Something as simple as being happy. Let's put our hands on our hearts. We are guilty for being happy. There are days when a woman is feeling very happy and she's very nervous that people may judge her for feeling happy. I mean, come on. And we're talking about an equal world here. So, let's stop depriving ourselves of basic joys, of things that we love doing, of things that we totally deserve, which is as much as our spouse or our children or our in-laws deserve, or the elders in the house deserve. We deserve rest, we deserve sleep, we deserve an outing, we deserve to dress well, we deserve to feel happy.
I totally agree, Neha, ma'am, because I've seen, I'm working in a principal post, so I've been seen as a woman that I should be wearing sari when coming to the office. But I don't know why people are like that. They need to understand that it's my choice. If I'm wearing some gaudy color or something like that, they're judging me. In the morning, even I've seen the women are encountering me and okay, you can't be doing that. Your profession doesn't make you to have that kind of outlook. So I'm like, okay, it's my choice. The women need to understand they need not to give space to other person, maybe a woman, maybe a man. I don't care about that. But we need to understand that these things of exploring ourselves, giving ourselves a choice, it should be all called. What we are doing in a family, or we are giving the judgment thing to the other person. We are giving the remote charge to the other person, and we are asking them, okay, are you comfortable with that thing? Are you comfortable with my clothing? Are you comfortable with my financial takes? Are you comfortable with my, having child or not having child? These kind of things. So we need to have that gesture of pointing ourselves that we are okay with that, and that is me. I have that mindset.
I'd like to raise a point here. Why is that happening is very important. We must understand that. Again, we are just trying to please the other person so much that somewhere we are very happy with discomfort. Most of us as women, women may not be a part of it, but most of the women are fine living an uncomfortable life because now they've gotten used to it. And who is responsible? That is right from the day one, where we, set that standard of you don't have to get up. I will bring it for you. I will serve it to you. I will do it for you. Now, when our bodies have started, aging or refusing to do it, now people are not used to it. So please, let's look at what we have done also. I think every consequence that comes by has a certain incident. There is something that has caused it. And the day as women, we start taking the blame somewhere and not just, pointing fingers at the other gender. I think it'll become easier because we'll identify where we are going wrong and probably do it better this time.
I've seen, Neha, that's a personal experience I would like to share here, that I go to office and I'm back at 3 o'clock or something like that. I have my home duties. I have to take care of my son also. And after that, at 6:30 or something like that, I go to gym. So when I hit gym, so people are like, you are going so late. So I'm like, that's okay. I can take care of myself. That's my call. It's my responsibility to take care of myself. Why the hell are you getting weird comments on me for that?
So that's like breaking the glass ceiling, what Dr. Caroline just mentioned. Yeah, because my usually open till 10 p.m. Okay, and sometimes when I get a call from family, I'm in the gym. It's not late.
So that is the thing. These simple things needs to be get okay with the family, okay with the people. If you are married, you can't go to gym at late. Okay, if you are unmarried, that's your call. Why these things are happening?
That is they are happening because we are letting them happen. Please understand, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Why are you becoming a part of their opinion is the question here.
Definitely. I'm sorry for the interruption. Here, people will be pointing out are more women only. I'm sorry to say this, because I have noticed as a psychologist, I'll be addressing so many problems in this issue also. That criticism done by female gender, not me.
I'll give you one interesting story, okay? So now that I'm finding it a very interesting session and I've never spoken about it on screen or publicly. Okay. So when I got divorced 2 years back, then I actually, all my life, I was very pampered, protected by a father, brother, then came the husband. So even I did not, to tell you, accepting it lamely. So I did not know even the basic things to be done, like how to get a draft made from a bank. I didn't know that. How to drop a check in a bank. These basic things I didn't know, because father has taken care. We'll do it. And then brother, and then came the husband. So mujhe nahi pata tha. So, and then when I started coming out of my shell, I just took it like now I'll live my life on my own without help of anyone else. Then I started traveling. Okay, so all women travel groups I joined, and solo trips, and friends, more than the family, it was friends who were more supportive. Okay, and when I started traveling, I started posting pictures, and you know what? The comment that I got from one of the family members was, "Is this how a divorcee girl looks like? She's not even sad about it. Look at the way she is posting pictures.
They want us to be sad about that."
And I was like, wow, people are not happy seeing me happy, because they think that, okay, a divorcee, a tag of a divorcee, or this girl should be sad and she should be doomed and she should be pathetic and asking us for help and something, because the divorcee life made me more independent.
Exactly.
I am very curious. I'm sorry, I'm butting in. What is important in this discussion is, what did you say to that person? I am more interested in the other side of the story, because what they told you is what everybody is doing.
These kind of handicapped mindset. Yeah, right. These kind of handicapped mindset need to be, wiped up by or smile, by or gesture, by or perspective. And I think we are doing it. And I think more women need to have that
directly. My mom actually told me, you know what, ऐसे pictures नहीं post किया करो WhatsApp पे travel and all, because ऐसे बोलते हैं सर.
I am 100% sure, Deepa, what you have thought of putting there and commenting, but you can't say that on an open platform. Deepa, I can understand what you have quoted there.
But Neetaji, when the other person on a social platform can make a comment like this, till when will we say we can't do it? That is exactly my problem here, and I'm very pained by this.
The point is,
I relate to you. Okay,
let me
tell you. Till the time we keep taking this hands down, it will keep coming.
Exactly.
Women
Somebody
have
has
it.
to now step up and also say that divorces can be happy things also. Who's going to come and say that? Who's going to come and say that it is the best thing that happened to me and it is the
See,
best thing that can happen to a man
in
or
Indian
a woman,
society,
as long as they can start breathing?
Divorce only happen when men is taking that decision. Women are not taking the decision of divorce. Mostly you have seen divorce
Maybe
happen when
mostly, but
male
I
part
would
have
slightly disagree because I think I've largely, in the last couple of divorces that I have witnessed, I think largely I've seen the women who've taken the call. And
Is it?
I'm really very,
Is
very
it?
proud
I'm
of
very
that.
happy
Most
for
of them
that
were
if it is
probably
happening.
even parents. But they were very sensible to say, my child will not breathe a toxic, in toxic air. I will not live in toxic air. If there is something better I can provide to myself and my child, I will go in for it. And be it a man or a woman, it does not matter. A person who can sensibly decide is what we are looking at right now.
What I've
Right.
experienced
Rational
in
thought is
life,
much required.
it is that we women, okay, and I'm sad to say that this is my personal experience, and I've faced that brutally. We are not united enough. Maybe the
Yes, you're
girls
right.
around me were not. I have faced that the brutal or the unkind words, I've heard it from my own girlfriends. I mean, like friends who are girls, my own female colleagues. Uh, I mean, forget the men there. I mean, of course, they call it a man's world. But what if we are not supporting each other? We are backbitching. We are judging. We don't have that united ambience around us.
Deepa, I'll tell you there's a reason behind it. A woman is a woman's enemy. That is a very basic saying. And you
Yeah.
know why they do this? Because they have no right and no guts to take the step that you have taken.
Absolutely.
And they backbite you. They backbite
Definitely.
you. The reason why they're backbiting you is that is why they're behind